Well, we've got ourselves some guitar drama. Hey everybody, my name is Lucas, and I figured I'd do a video about some guitar drama because talking about guitar drama actually gets you more views than actually playing your guitar. So who is this drama involving? It is going to be involving Mr. Keith Merrow, and it's going to be involving Mr. Glenn Fricker. So let me give you some context of how all of this drama unfolded. It's actually kind of silly, to be honest. So on one of Fricker's videos, one of his viewers asked in a comment, dude, Keith Merrow did a YouTube video replacing pickups for Seymour Duncan using the same guitar and all. Difference was massive. So what's up with that? So if you don't really know what Glenn's viewer is referencing, he is referencing a video that Glenn did where he had a guitar that he were able to like hot swap the pickups out of, and the name of this video is watch this video before wasting money on new pickups, right? So this whole video is basically trying to shine light on that there's zero difference between pickups when using a high gain context. So if you watch this video, you do hear the differences between the pickups as he swaps them out. But his whole thing is that pickups don't really matter. You need to do strings or amps or anything else. The only thing that matters is speakers. That is Glenn's personal opinion. That is what this guy was referencing from that video that Glenn did. He was referencing this video from Seymour Duncan. Now, Keith is kind of a hero in the underground guitar realm. If you don't really know who Keith is, so back in 2012 when this launched, like, he's playing the Pillars of Creation riff. This is when I first found out Keith. My college roommate told me about him, and this riff and his whole like setup was just like awesome. It like kind of changed my life because it was like him and Ola that really inspired me to start doing guitar videos. This is from 2012. This is 12 years. It was a whole different time when it was for guitar YouTube. It really was. It was a whole different time. It was a lot better than what it is right now. Just to point out some things in this video, he's playing a Strictly 7 guitar, which Strictly 7 actually had Keith a signature model at one point. Him and Ola both had signature models, but they made their guitars so bad and frets are popping out. They ended up not going with them, which is, I almost bought one too, which was, I'm kind of glad I didn't. Huge bullet dodge there. Rhodes amplification is now KSR amplification. Just so many things different than back in 2012. Anyway, sorry for that little ramble there. Now Keith goes through and he plays a bunch of the different Seymour Duncan pickups, and you can obviously hear a difference from it. This is what Glenn's viewer was talking about, right? This is the video that he is referencing when talking about, hey, what's the deal with that? They all sound different. Well, in this video right here, which is titled, There's No Crying in Baseball, this video title is very weird. I'm going to try to keep all of my biases out of this video about Glenn because I kind of have a lot, but that's not about that. We're focusing on this. The name of the video is very weird, but it's one of the things where he's like reading viewer comments and stuff. So what Glenn ends up saying is that he goes on a rant about how when Keith was doing his video, he had to actually solder the pickups in. And Glenn says on his video, he just hot swapped them. So he doesn't know if that made a difference or anything, which is kind of a really weird reply. And Glenn also says, yeah, I would like to do that test here, so stay tuned for that. But it's also gonna contradict the things that Glenn said about pickups not really mattering. And the whole thing that kind of spurned this is once Glenn said this about Merrow's video, if we go back to this video right here, one of Glenn's viewers, this has to be one of him, Mr. Ray Z, says, pickups do not have a sound. A pickup is a variable reluctance device, nothing more, nothing less. So this dude's saying that pickups have zero effect on your sound and they literally just transmit stuff, which is the biggest load of crap I've ever heard. And he says, wow, science. That's what Keith's saying. Imagine how many people there are right now making and developing a device for a guitar over the past 85 years that doesn't do anything. It's just a reluctant device. Who knew? Ray Z knew. And this picture, this whole thing, this whole comment is what set off Keith in a whole different direction, because Keith had a few responses on Instagram about it. One of the first one was, hey, Schecter Sound Group, Media Group, he tags Glenn in this. Thanks for the unwanted negativity emanating from your YouTube channel and your followers regarding ancient pickup videos that I have done. My advice is to try and get Seymour Duncan himself on the line, like the actual guy. If you want to learn something about pickups and what they do, you should talk to that guy. You might learn something. Unless being contrarian and negative is your whole gig, then just carry on like you are. People haven't been developing these little devices for the past 85 years or so because they do not do anything, bro. I'm sorry to be the one to tell you that. That was his first response. And then his next response was, when you handedly blast off a false narrative about me to 500,000 people on YouTube, I'm going to call you out on it. I don't give an F who you are, old man. So this is the drama that has been brewing. Yes, it is a very silly drama, but it's all stemming from the fact that Glenn has been saying like a lot of outlandish crap, basically saying that, yeah, pickups don't matter. They're just a conductance device. They don't affect the sound, but they do. Like, if you listen to his video when he talks about how it doesn't make a sound, I have it on pause right here because Glenn does this like a little like smirk thing. I'm not gonna play the video, like, go, because I don't want to get copyright struck for anything. So literally, like, just go like watch it for a few seconds and you'll see what I'm talking about. At 352, he like does this like little smirk thing, and I get where Keith is coming from. When Keith like made that video, he ended up like getting a job at Some More Duncan from like some of the stuff he did, and he was one of the first work from home people ever for Some More Duncan. And this was like a really big deal back in the day. This is what like kind of put him on the map. Like, he got the job with Some More Duncan and he was like doing his guitar stuff. It was just a really different time back then because guitar YouTube really wasn't developed that much. It was still kind of in its infancy, and like I said before, like, it was Ola and it was Keith, and it's long before who they are now. I'm sure a lot of people, more people know who Ola is because he's kind of like grown and started his own guitar line and stuff, but it comes from a very different time. And it's just, first of all, it's weird that people are going back to this specific video of Keith and saying that pickups don't matter from 12 years ago. Like, why would you even do that to begin with? And Glenn's whole notion of pickups don't matter and the strings don't matter, it's so tiring because they all do. It's everything interacting together that ends up getting your sound. And like I said, I know I've said this before, but I'll say it again. In his video right here where he's hot swapping the pickups, you can tell the difference between them. Like, I literally just changed the pickups in my parts caster. I went from the stock Fender pickups that were in there, and I got some bare knuckles. And you know what? It sounds a lot better. They handle a lot better because they're wound differently. The EQ on them is different. The thing that Glenn misses most of the time is, yes, so if you swap a pickup out, the differences are not going to be super wildly, but you're going to get a different sound. And if it interacts with your gear and it doesn't fight you and it helps you get the tone that you have in your head out faster, that's what's important. You get the tone out faster, you get to writing, you get to creating. That is what the important part is. But Glenn has been going on this tirade of kind of clickbait videos for the past couple years. I guess because he's been trying to grow his channel, he's been trying to fight for views. I mean, I get it. YouTube is a very hard place, right? And I get that he's fighting for views, but it's getting to the point to where he's starting to sound really ridiculous. Like, why would you even say pickups don't matter? So that literally kind of hurts him in a way, because if anyone wants to send him pickups to like review for a guitar, like, why would they do that? If anyone wants to work with him, because, oh wait, you're the guy who says pickups don't matter, so why would I send my pickups to you? So he's already like sabotaging himself in that. And in the comments on this video, it's actually like kind of wild, because there's a lot of people in here saying like, oh man, it's like, I fell for it so many times. I'm so glad you told me. I'm not buying new pickups anymore. Like, it's just so like weird. And then you have people who are like, yes, I can hear a difference. And you really can hear a difference in the video. Yeah, so they're EQ'd like a little bit differently, and some are darker than others. But pickup demos too, you can gain a lot of information from it, but you also don't know how it feels. You also can't really know how it reacts. And those are also very important, because if you hate the way a pickup reacts, you're going to hate playing a guitar, and it kind of taints everything from it. So to kind of wrap this video up, yes, this is very dumb and this is very silly, but it just comes down to the fact, it's like, why are you like literally going to say like stupid stuff? Like, just stop, Glenn, please, just stop. And good for Keith for actually like saying, yeah, how about you like reach out to Some More Duncan and talk to him about pickups, or reach out to a pickup designer and talk to them about how it actually like affects things. It's very silly. So that, yeah, guys, that is the Fricker Merrow drama. What is your take on it? And